afternoon, ladies. Lovely to see you, Marriott. Welcome back to your ancestral home, I take it. Lovely to see you. And did you enjoy your cycle, girls? Was it good? That was good. Well done. We've brought the sun out today for you as well, so I hope the rest of the day goes as well for you.
Thank you so much.
Also, it'll be great.
Hello everybody, here I am in Tarbet. It feels great. This is where my granny Mamie was brought up. It's lovely to be here, and we're here today with the Story on Bikes, Mamie Martin Fun's Story on Bikes, and we are celebrating Mamie and Jack's time, Mamie and Jack Martin's time, their life here, but also their work in Malawi, and celebrating the work that we now do in Malawi with Mamie Martin Fund supporting girls in education. So here is a wee bit of background from the book Salt and Light about Mamie and her time here in Tarbet. And this is a bit about Mamie and Jack meeting. It's a very romantic story. So we're going back in time to 1911. Jack Martin and Mamie Telfer met in 1911 at a Martin Telfer picnic by Loch Lomond. And I'm looking out over Loch Lomond now, where the Martins were holidaying. This was just before they both started their studies at Edinburgh University. They were steeped in the literature of love at first sight, and that's how it was for them. But they struggled against it and talked firmly about sensible friendship, till, in the uncertain days of war in November 1914, their love could no longer be denied. They both graduated in 1915, and soon afterwards Jack joined the Royal Army Medical Corps and served on the Western Front. In 1916, he applied for a commission, and by 1917, he was back in the trenches with the Seaforth Highlanders. During those years of separation, Mamie was teaching at St Serph's, a small Edinburgh boarding school. They wrote to each other love letters of an intensity and eloquence unmatched in the letters sent home from Nyasaland. As with other young couples at that time, we find in the letters the tension of Mamie trying to reach across a yawning gulf in understanding. She once wrote about longing to share in the glory of combat, and Jack replied, there was no glory, only indignity, pain and darkness. Jack was wounded in 1918 at the Second Battle of the Marne and invalided home. He continued with his divinity studies but was unsure what path to follow, and this uncertainty continued after graduation, when he worked for a year as a National Youth Secretary working from the headquarters of the United Free Church. As the eldest daughter, Mamie had some financial responsibility for helping with her three younger sisters' education, and this further delayed their wedding. At last, in 1921, everything fell into place. With Donald Fraser's encouragement, Jack offered for the Livingstonia mission and was accepted. Mamie confessed that mission work was what she'd always hoped for. They were married in Tarbet in August and set sail for Africa in October 1921. This is a wee extract from a letter that Mamie wrote to Jack back in August 1915. And she's talking about a trip they took, an annual thing they often did, a picnic across to Ben Lomond, straight across there. I herewith enclose a sprig of white heather, which I found about halfway up the ben. We have really done the feat at last. It was all arranged very hurriedly. We were oppressed with heat all the way up. I thought we were never going to get there, but we did, and it was worth it all. The warm sunshine didn't last long, and we saw the storm clouds gathering at the foot of the loch and the water turning a lurid red. Then the thunder began to growl, first in the distance and then nearer and nearer. Gradually it got darker and the mist closed in round us, cold and clammy, shutting out everything. The reverberations swept around from the south, west and north, then over to the east and back to the south. Our hair was curling with electricity. I actually heard my hair sort of frizzling on my brow. It was an uncanny experience. Florence took off her hat and her hair stood straight up on end. I suppose it really was dangerous to be so high up in a thunderstorm, but it was magnificent. It was an experience I shall never forget. I seemed to get so near to all the big things, the things that really matter. The grandeur of it was awesome. but it made me realise, as never before, the greatness and majesty of God. I do wish you could have been there. I was wishing that all the time. I don't know how other people felt, and I don't think they knew how I was feeling, but you would have known. I think you yourself would have been feeling much the same.